down here. Hello, hello, hello. You guys know what it is today? That right there. Pause. Thank you. Oh, I am. Why am I not? I could have sworn I was. Anyways, we're gonna talk about things today, guys. We're gonna talk about the interview, obviously. We might even Fnaf. Aldo Perez. What's going on, man? Uh, here. Yep. Okay. Done. Oh, I have a weird extra thing. It's me, Snowy. I changed my name. Oh, Sari Blossom. I like that. Okay, there we go. All right, get that all saved. Oh, bada bing, bada boom. Back. Here we go. Hit that like button if you guys haven't yet already. Hit that. So all right. I'm just gonna call you Cherry Blossom. Woo! Big sneeze. Big sneeze. All right, guys. First things first. We are gonna watch. I know you did. It's obvious. The new racing game. Yes, there. Wait, is it out? Can I get the demo? I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm not gonna lie at all. I'm very, very much sad that the racing game probably ruins my what do you call it? Oh, planned release date. Said the demo day. Okay, add to your wish list. Demo coming August 7th. That's right, August 7th. Okay, so we got a couple more days for that. I am sad that it seems. What up, Beanie? Of my two dogs that passed away. Oh, nice. That's nice, Cherry Blossom. That's nice. Anyways, yeah. So we can't play that today, obvious. I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna watch the interview, talk about the interview as we watch it. Right? Seems like one of the first things to do. Looks like almost 750,000 people have already watched. Right? Um. Right. Um. Hello, hello, hello. Right, we're gonna watch that first. Daco having an interview with Mr. Cawthon himself. Right, and then we will talk about how the previews for 5 Laps at Freddy's, Flaff, how Flaff has ruined has appeared to have ruined one of my theories. Right, and then we have Fnaf's video on Flaff that we can look at also and watch and dissect there. And we just have so much going on this week that I'm actually pushing back, trying to work on a theory video, because I'm not sure how much this week is going to literally destroy everything and push us back to square one on everything. Hello there, what up, Cross? So there's that. So yeah, so we're talking about all that stuff. Interview, talk about the one of my theories that is destroyed. Apparently has been just completely destroyed, and then go on from there. So let's check out the interview first. It's almost an hour long, so it's probably gonna take us most of this. It's in the so I think VIP is in the game line, but VIP did a lot for us also Cross because it pushes back how far back Bonnie's destruction is, right? Um, because in this book, it puts oh, let me see if I can actually find it. Hold on. It does two things to us. Hold on. You are Devin. Ba ba ba. Do. Where's it at? Uh. Oh, right here. Too bad the Pizzaplex doesn't have a daycare. They plan to build one in the expansion. That doesn't do me much good now. So don't forget, VIP has vague connections to Tales from the Pizzaplex. I know. Well, that's the thing is, I expect it to have connection. But my thing is I'm trying to make this so I'm. It's it's another Scott thing. Um, yeah, I've read the full book. The VIP book better be canon, right? But, well, that's the thing is that I mean it's always canon. Not saying it's confirmed Tales games, but rather say there's a variant of Tales that happened in the games. I want water, but it's in the middle. But it's the middle of the night. Cherry, go get water, man. But well, that's the thing. So here's my thing, Cross, is that I do not. I'm not saying. I don't say that Tales games. So so I don't believe in Tales games where every single part of Tales of the Pizzaplex is all continuity with the games. Obviously, some stories can. That's the thing is I think too many people are trying to say like, oh, everything, every part of this is continuity, and it's like no. Some stories are going to be full continuity. Some stories are going to be canon. You know, not every short story. Oh, not even every short story in the same book has to be full continuity or not. Like it's not an all or nothing game when it comes to the books. Some of the short stories are allowed to be just canon, things that are similar to what actually happens or might give us some clues, and then others can be just straight continuity. Like I don't know why some people make this all or nothing statement about it. Yes, there are some Tales of the Pizzaplex stories that are going to be full continuity to the game, but I also believe that some are not going to be full game. It's the same with Fazbear Frights. Some of the short stories are definitely continuity. Some of them are just, are just like that's just that's how I think approaching it is. It should be, and it's how Scott said to approach his first three books. And I don't know why people would think that he said it about those books, but he never says about the other books. It's like, why couldn't his thoughts be the same for all of his books? He said these books are a different canon. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I don't think there's a need to go all or nothing with it. I think it helps your theorizing more if you can play around with it, right? Hope you finished the game. I did finish this. Yes, I did finish. We did finish the VIP story. But no, so VIP story, it's in this weird matrix where like it feels like it should be continuity because it is technically a game, but it's also a book, so it has that ability to not be full continuity, to be canon, right? Which is really weird. It's difficult. The problem is that Scott never comes right out and says that this book is, this book isn't. And it just makes it harder. I'm writing a story for my Fnaf fan game that I may or may not make. Oh, nice, Beanie. Dude, make it. What's the point of not making it? If you got the time, the effort, and the energy to do it, absolutely do it. Remember the correct way to make a game. Remember the correct way to make a game, Beanie. And that is, because I watch a lot of stuff from Thor, Pirate Software, who is a game developer and stuff, and he gives out really good advice when it comes to games. And the best advice when it comes to games is don't worry about it being pretty first, right? Make a box. Then make the box do the things that you want to happen in your game. And then later, make the box into the assets you want it to be. But first, make sure the function works, then worry about the pretty. The pretty doesn't matter if the function is garbage. Plain and simple. It's the same thing like me writing my book right now, right? I'm writing the core aspect of the story, and I'm, it's the book. If I made the book pretty, essentially, which for book writing, that means, being overly descriptive and really building out the world, then I would still be on like chapter 5, right? Or if I was as far into the book as I am right now currently, the book would be like 70 or 80,000 words long. Instead, it's only 35,000 words long right now, and I'm like a third of the way through everything. So by the time I'm done with just the core aspect of the book, what is your book name? My book name is Trials of Tartarus. But if I like right now, I'm just in the bare bones aspect of it, where I'm building out the storyline and getting the important stuff into the story. And once I'm finished with that first story, then I will go back and reread it and add in the extra description. Like I'll add in and be like, oh, I really do need to make sure that they understand what this room looks like, or I need to extra describe like in some of the book, I don't put in real descriptions. What I do is I put in like descriptions of, like, I describe things by making references. Like the king of the kobolds, I don't describe him out as like this giant 10-foot tall dragons, with these black and purple scales and stuff like that. I described him as he looks very similar to King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country, but like different enough that he's not that it's not like a copyright infringement. Like that's what I did. Like that was the lines that I put into the book. But in my head, I know what he actually looks like. When I go back to rewrite that part, I will take out that line and I will rewrite in his full description, which will be probably like a whole paragraph versus just a line or two. And that will basically, that 2 lines will get doubled. And that's going to happen in a lot of the book. Like right now, the character just had to take take essentially a D&D term. He had to take a long rest. Not because he was physically tired, but mentally he had been awake for like 36 hours after having been in cryo sleep for what he thinks is 4 hours. Might be longer. Who knows? Spoiler. So did you watch the interview? We're going to do that now, actually, Beanie. We're going to do that in a second. Sorry, I just got caught up talking about my own book. But anyways, he had to take a long rest, and I said he basically took a rest in this room that looked like a break room from like an office building or whatnot. And when I go back through, I'll like fully describe the room so you can really get into what's happening and where you're at and stuff like that. And right now I'm using a lot of references for the descriptors because that shortcuts a lot of things for me so I can get to the actual story. But later on, I will remove those comparisons and write in just actual descriptions. Can you read my last chat? I'm still working on my charters, children's death for my game. I already know them. Oh, character children's death. Oh, wow. How much free time you get making your shorts? Making my shorts? I don't make shorts. How much free time you get making? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. But anyways, we do need to watch. Oh! What I was talking about with the book. Sorry, Cross. What I was talking about with the book. Some good things that we got in here is like we get this part, your YouTube shorts. I make shorts every now and again, but if I can think of a short, I'll start this stream by making a short. But I don't get any free time. I don't get any free time from making a short. Trust. Streaming. I got to stream. Streaming is my thing. Streaming's always been my passion. Right? I've tried doing YouTube videos, and what ends up happening when I do YouTube videos, I go in with the best of intentions of making like an edited video that's going to be good, and I can't. With my ADHD, I can't focus long enough, and so either a video will take like a month for me to make like a 20-minute video, or the video is literally just going to be a live stream where I'm not live. where I'm just it's an unedited hour-long filming or 30-minute filming session, and then I just pretty it up a little bit and then send it and then put it and then post it like it's a normal video. And I've just decided to quit doing that because I enjoy talking to people while I'm doing stuff way more than I do just making a video. So, and just playing a game with nobody watching. I mean, if you want to see some of my videos of me playing games without anyone to talk to, they're there. There's about 300 of them or something like that, so go for it. Anyways, guys, oh, what I was talking about, Cross. Anyways, yeah, so they talk about in this book how there isn't a daycare yet, right? But they plan on building one in the expansion, right? But then, I think I already had it highlighted. In Monty's Maze, oh yeah, why would they give an entertainment animatronic such sharp claws? Monty already has his claws. Right? So in the book, it basically tells us that the daycare hasn't been made yet, but Monty has his claws already, which means Bonnie's been destroyed for a long time. Like, he's had his claws long enough for them to have not even built the daycare yet. So, like, Bonnie's been gone for like a year. The site of I Google Books. Google Books is where you can go on Google Books and get the book for free. I'm just on Google Books. You can get on Amazon too, yeah. But yeah, you can get on Google Books. And yeah, so right here, yeah, you feel the vibrations in your bones. Why would they give an entertainment animatronic such sharp claws? Wouldn't it make it harder to play the bass? I like that part too, where he calls out the fact that it doesn't make sense. Right? And I think Scott is 100% going to be putting a lot of information into these books. And the reason I say that is because of the way that the two true endings work. So in the two true endings, in the two true good endings, here and here, the one where you kill the virtual informative pig, one, he specifically says a tangle of cables is like the power cord leading into virtual informative pig, one. But two, also the last words, or close to the last words of the two true endings, is that very informative. How was your visit, they ask. Very informative. And then over here, Ike nods. When she asks how our day was, I'll just say it was very informative. I think he is alluding, because these are the two true endings, I think he's alluding to the fact that the other Choose Your Own Adventure books are going to have lots of information that we need in them. I could be wrong, but I feel like having the two endings that people are going to be striving for both end with the phrase very informative, and that's going to be the last thing on your mind after reading these stories, makes it very clear that these next books are going to have lots of information in them. That's going to help with a lot of stuff. Sister Location or Funtime Foxy Mangle, which one would you choose? I think Funtime Foxy Sister Location, because he's put together, less dangerous. You're getting tested for autism and ADHD, anxiety and depression soon? Yeah, you should. I think anybody and everybody should at least check to see if they're on the spectrum for anything and everything. I know I'm ADHD, and it does help me know that, because it helps me know what my shortcomings are going to be trying to accomplish certain tasks and stuff. And it helps me make decisions to help make sure that I can overcome those obstacles. Like for me, writing a book, I've had the ability to write a book for years. I went to school for being able to write scripts, plays, and stories, aka books, but I've never been able to get myself to sit down and do it until I found I had the urge. I was like, I gotta do it. It comes and goes. But I had the urge, and I was like, I gotta do it. And then I found this site, Dabble. Yeah, thank you, Dabble, for making me log back in. But then I found Dabble, the site, and it did not hashtag not spawn, but Dabble, what it does is it quantifies a lot of your stuff. Like, it tells you how many words you've wrote each day. You can put down a daily goal. I can even set it up to have it email me a notification that I haven't hit my goal for the day, right? So it tells me, hey, you've wrote these many words. I mean, I've had some days where I sat down and I wrote 20. Oh, you can't see it on my camera's in the way, but I've had days, it shows you your daily, how many you've wrote, and I've had days where I wrote 2,700 words. I've had days where I've wrote like 2,100 words. I've had days where I've wrote nothing, and it lets me know what my progress is, and lets me know where I'm going. But it gives you that like sense of accomplishment of seeing, oh man, I was able to get this done. I was able to get this done. I was able to get this much done. It's this week because I'm going to the doctor for a checkup, but my mom says she's gonna get me tested. Hey, you might as well. Everyone should just do it just to know, so you can overcome your obstacles. There's nothing worse than fighting something you don't know that you need to be fighting. It's hard to win a battle you don't know you're in. Why is one in your book named Gregory? Why is someone in your book named... No one in my book's named Gregory. I don't think I have anyone in my book named Gregory. Do I have someone in my book named Gregory? I don't think I do. I don't remember putting Gregory. No, I have no one named Gregory in my book. Yeah. I have no one in my book because I lose focus at random times. That could be something different, but it could be that. It could be autism too. That can happen with autism. But yeah. Anyways, guys, we need to get into this interview. We're not gonna get it done tonight. Remember, I'm only on for like 2-ish hours, so we gotta get this in. Oh wait, before we do, I just want to talk about one thing. God damn it, Scott! How dare you? So one of my theories is just dead. Just so everybody knows, one of my theories, a theory that some people have actually wanted me to make a video on, is dead. It's dead in the water. I don't think there's any way I can come back from this. And Fnaf has killed it. Fnaf has killed Fritz Midnight Motorist. My Fritz theory is dead. Dead in the water. Scott has killed it. He's killed everybody but like 2 people's Midnight Motorist theories, because in Fnaf the purple vehicle, actually I think I have it still pulled up. Yeah, I still have this pulled up right here. So right here. So Fnaf, he literally, where's it at? There it is. Boom. He did it. He did it so hard. He had like what? I'll be honest. Dick move, Scott. Good. I mean, good on ya. Good play, but dick move. He made the purple car from Midnight Motorist, and he calls it Midnight Motor, and he puts a goddamn Golden Bonnie sticker. I mean, a Golden Bonnie decal right on the antenna. Like, if it doesn't tell you that this is clearly this is clearly William Afton's car, I don't know what does. So he killed pretty much everybody's Midnight Motorist theory that isn't Afton the one driving the car, which sucks. It sucks for multiple reasons, because now, once again, this is it's screaming that it's William's car. But here's the thing: it's not the car, right? It's not the car, and it's not the Bonnie thing on the thing. It's the fact that he calls it Midnight Motor, which ties it to Midnight Motorist, right? It makes this the Midnight Motorist car, which makes it William, right? William Afton is Mustard Man. And as much as I hate that, it's the truth. It's just what it is, and I have to accept that. So, congratulations, anyone who didn't like the Fritz theory. It's dead. Am I lose my focus? I see double wood planks. Yes, I do have wood. Oh, nice. William could wear a raincoat. Well, that's the thing is it doesn't matter. William's the yellow. Well, yeah, he could be wearing the yellow. He could be wearing a yellow coat. He's dressed up like Paddington Bear. Is that why he's gold? Because he's dressed like Paddington Bear. But no, that's the thing. Because this car exists in this game, that kills our Midnight Motorist theory. So Midnight Motorist theory is gone. The good news is I don't think he will ever do anything to kill the Sammy theory for me. I don't think there's anything he could do except for coming out and saying, hey, the kid in the suit is this kid instead. But anyways, we need to get into this interview, guys. We're already half an hour in, so we gotta get into it. What's happening here? Why can't I hear this? Hold on. Kid with Golden Freddy. Who's ready for the collab, right? What is happening here? Hold on. What? Hold on. Is this it? Is this it? Or is this one? Oh, wait. No, it's me. My headset. Okay, hold on. I forgot my headset's plugged into my Xbox controller. Okay.
As the 10-year
There we go. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. You guys can hear that, right?
anniversary is upon us. I will give this
cool.
as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary. What's in the box is...
Ooh, are we gonna get secrets? Can't spoil with it, but I want to say something about collab. Oh yeah?
Mabel. Yeah, she's the best. What's going on, guys? Dorco back again. Hope you're fantastic today. And it's the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. It is August the 5th, which means if you've been looking at the list, what the official Twitter has been saying, it's the interview with Scott Cawthon, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Dorco, good to see you again.
Yes, 6 years since the last interview.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's the thing. He released this early. He released this a day early. It was supposed to be the 5th that it was released, not the 4th.
Crazy. A lot of things have been happening since.
Alright, we're gonna get through the interview, guys.
Let's go back a little bit. So the interview was August 2018. So after that, we got Help Wanted.
He's in Britain. That would be more than 11 hours ago. I mean, that would be less than 11 hours ago that it switched to the 5th for him. It would have been 7 hours ago. So he released this 4 hours. He released at 8 p.m. on the 4th.
Help Wanted 2, Ruin DLC, so there's a lot going on. And of course, the future games as well. Yesterday, Steelwall has announced some...
We will be playing Into the Pit when it comes out, guys, just so everyone's aware.
A couple of months before. But guys, whatever it was, I hope you're very excited for it. Future Dorco, Into the Pit as well. Stuff to look for. There's so much stuff to look forward to. Things for the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, hold on.
Last interview, that really seems like just... It doesn't... How long did you say ago it was? 6 years ago? That's hard to believe.
Okay. If I don't have ADHD, then why do I have ADHD toys that I use like 24/7? Well, Jerry, you could be ADHD. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying that there are other things that you could have that have similar symptoms to ADHD. It doesn't necessarily... I mean, you probably are if you have a lot of the same symptoms, but sometimes other, like, some autism effects or other divergent effects, mental divergency can have similar side effects as ADHD or similar symptoms or whatever. Can display in a similar way. But yeah. Make a Fnaf VR game video? Nice.
That I'm going to play for you to celebrate the 10-year anniversary.
Okay, no, this is getting things off to a kind of an awkward start, but I'll let you go on ahead.
Okay. Are you ready?
Wait, you're going to be performing... Wait, you're going to be performing this yourself, or is something recorded?
I've got the harmonica right here.
Oh, a harmonica. Okay, my favorite.
I've been practicing this song for over 32 years, okay?
It was only 28.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Come on now, you started this.
Right, okay. Ready? I'm really good. I'm really good.
Wasn't bad.
Now, I will admit that I couldn't actually hear that. I don't know if your thing was cutting the audio out.
Well, I actually played a spell.
Oh.
The spell is from 1864
Mm-hmm.
by a wizard named Bell has now hypnotized you to tell me all the lore of.
Oh.
This
I'm gonna
is
skip.
a bad idea to start talking about lore. All right, well, here, you have to give me specific questions, and I'll see what I can answer for you.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
I
Yeah.
make no promises.
Scott, tell me what's in the box.
Wow, just direct.
Hey,
just out
hey,
and
you gotta
direct
get in
just
there.
like that.
Yeah.
Get in there. Get in there.
Look, okay.
Give me the
It's a
answer.
10-year anniversary.
Okay.
And even though I like to be elusive, I like to kind of tease the fan base. I like to, and I do like there to be an air of mystery about things. Sometimes I do let things go on for too long, and I understand that sometimes things become not fun anymore, and things can become frustrating for theorists. So, okay, I think as the 10-year anniversary is upon us, I will give this as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary. What's in the box is
Well, hello again. Haha. Are you ready for round 2? What up, Funtime Foxy?
and that's about it. And that's it, man.
So, like we've been speaking about, 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a crazy amount of time. I can't believe we're still here. It's been.
So he's not gonna actually tell us what's in the box. Got it. I didn't think he would. I feel like there's very few things Scott's actually gonna give away in this interview. But yeah.
Such a journey. So I just wanted to ask you, do you have a highlight moment?
Bonbon, I think that the birthday boy over there, we should go give him a surprise.
There's definitely been a lot of satisfying moments. Like obviously, if whenever one of the new games would come out and it would be positively received, that was obviously a huge relief. You know, there's never been any goal other than just
empty a laundry basket for no reason. Dude, Cherry, do you, man?
When you see everybody getting hyped up and getting excited, if suddenly something comes out that just is a big letdown, there's no greater fear, I think, for a game developer. So that was always satisfying and a relief. But I think the biggest highlight was probably just going to the movie theater to watch the movie when it finally came out, because you know, behind the scenes of all of
there in the dark, come on out,
and behind the scenes of all the books being written and everything else, there was always the movie. The movie was just a slow burn project. Even
oh god, so slow,
so that has been in the background, being, you know, progressing for almost the entirety of that. No, not almost the entirety of that first 9 years.
Yeah.
So to be able to actually go sit in the theater and hear the reaction from everybody and hear the fans really enjoy it, that was definitely that was definitely a moment of just real happiness for me, I think.
Literally 9 years, you know, having.
I think the best part for him too is that he keeps his identity so secret that he literally could just go sit in a theater and watch the movie and listen to people's honest reactions to it, and like without anybody being like, that's the guy who did it. Like, you know, like Josh Hutcherson can't do that. You know, Matthew Lillard couldn't do that. And they're in the movie. They didn't make the whole franchise. So
Ups and downs, you know, getting the script right as well. I know you've said on post before you've had so many scripts made for the movie. The plushies in Manhattan or something. That was one of the scripts.
oh my god, that would have been great. Oh, Black Dog is Ellie.
Yeah, I can imagine how
White Dog is
you know,
Bogey.
difficult
White Husky.
it's been, like trying to get it all done. You know, I can just imagine.
In my pick. Oh, okay.
Well, I can't
Cool.
imagine it because I'm not you, but you know, when me, Raz, and Ryan and Baz went to a premiere for it and sat down at the cinemas, and we all looked at each other at the end, and we had to like, we couldn't believe it, and we didn't even make the games. We've been there.
Right.
Since,
FNAF
you know,
2025.
but we all said like,
Fnaf.
imagine Scott's
Fnaf.
screen right now,
FNAF 2
you know, just
2025.
sitting down and
Nice.
seeing
That'd be
it actually,
interesting.
you know, on the big screen.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah. The movie.
crazy.
Yeah. The movie is
Crazy
next year. Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, and now that I've been through the process, you know, I can tell you it's a miracle that any movie gets made. Just being through that process, just how many wheels have to be turning at the same time.
It's oh my god, it is so again, I have formal education in like theater production, and I know how much goes into a theater production, and that is like nothing compared to like I've been through television productions, and I've been through theater productions, and I know that those are nothing compared to a movie production. So I can only imagine how crazy that would be. But yeah, just getting through like a small scale television production is insane. Through like getting shots at like specific locations, like TV show production is so insane because like if you're greenlight a Fnaf series, maybe I think a TV show on Fnaf would be really difficult, right? Movies make sense when it comes to doing like live action thing. I think a TV show would be too hard, right? Because I feel like you don't have there isn't enough substance to make every single episode of a TV series seem good in my like I unless they were going to do like a Goosebumps style of TV show, like how they did how they used to do the old Goosebumps show, where every episode was one of the short stories or one of those small books from the Goosebumps series. If he did that, but with like Fazbear Frights and Tales of the Pizzaplex, I could see a TV show working out that way. But like trying to take like Game One and make it into a TV show, or take the entire series and maybe make it into a TV show. But the problem with I think a TV show is that he would have to have too much lore be confirmed in order to get a TV show going, right? Because in a movie, the movie is only at most 2 hours. So you can sneak in a little bit of lore, but you can keep it generally vague. Whereas with a TV series, you're going to have, in most cases nowadays, TV series are like 8 to 10 1 hour long episodes. So you're going to have 8 to 10 hours of things that you're going to have to fill in, where you're going to have to give out a lot more lore. A lot more lore. A lot more lore. I always visioned a series on the level of Stranger Things, but with Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe you could maybe do that, but then what? How do you do that? Because the difference is like with Stranger Things, it involves kids, lots of kids also. But the difference is in Stranger Things is that the kids usually live. You don't have many options where the kids die. It's usually adults that are the ones that end up losing their life 90% of the time in that show. Whereas with Five Nights at Freddy's, it's usually kids who are the ones who end up losing their life. And what do we know about TV shows and movies that you never, well, TV shows specifically, that you don't really do much if you don't want to lose your audience? You don't kill the kids. You don't kill kids in TV shows because you're probably not going to have the audience for much longer afterwards. Whereas in movies, you kind of don't want to either, but you definitely don't kill dogs in movies or you'll lose your audience. But yeah, I think having a Goosebumps style TV series would actually work, using the Fazbear Frights, Tales of the Pizzaplex, and maybe some other stuff. You could maybe make a TV show. No, I don't think you could even make a TV show out of. Maybe you could maybe make a short mini series out of the 3 book, out of the Silver Eyed series. I think like episode 1 is the setup before they go into Freddy's. Well, the first episode would be like the setup / them going into Freddy's for the first time. No. Yeah, it's the setup. Second episode is them going into Freddy's and their whole Freddy's adventure, and they're getting out. Episode 3 is the in between their 2 visits. Episode 4 they go back. 5, they get out again. 6 they go back the third time, and that's the end of season 1. Season 2 is then the twisted one. Season 3 is then the other one. So that could be done is maybe an animated series with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy as anthropomorphic animals instead of animatronics. Maybe, but then we're getting really far out of the realm of what FNAF is. So it's all just a toss up. But anyways, back into this.
And how many things, and even though this process took a long time for me, Hollywood works at just blazing speed, where there's 100 things happening at the same time, and it's a miracle if these things get coordinated. And sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes they do. On the day,
like everything else in the world,
to New Orleans, and the shooting was supposed to start the next day. On that drive, I was on the phone. It was like a 5-hour drive from where I was.
Yeah.
I was on the phone the entire time trying to
Little
finish
children. Glad to see.
contracts and finish
Talk to you.
negotiating
Hello, Funtime
points
Freddy.
because there were still open items.
Watching.
There were still things that needed to be resolved with
Damn.
Universal, Blumhouse, the Actors Guild, the Writing Guild,
Mm-hmm.
just Louisiana. There were all
Hello,
of these
TV.
things,
It's German.
and any one of them not being settled properly would mean we couldn't start filming. And all of those conversations were happening at the same time, and all of them depended on one of the other ones.
Yeah.
And so that was a very stressful drive, but that's the way that Hollywood works. There's a million things happening at once. It was definitely a whirlwind, but to see all of those pieces come into place, yeah, it was pretty remarkable. And yeah, like you were saying, just all of
I will say this. So there are so many people who talk about how there are managers in the world who do not deserve making the amount of money that they make. I will tell you this: movie producers and the movie people and the TV series people who make the movies actually happen, the ones that are organizing all this stuff, the crosstalk and all that stuff, those people 100% deserve the money that they make. What up, Sound Zeus? How we doing today, man? I think everyone else is on YouTube, so as long as you're okay with, the back and forth, not, but yeah, good, awesome. Anyways, yeah, so the people who control that, the crosstalk and everything that goes on, those people deserve their money, because that is a lot of, that is like trying to juggle 8 chainsaws at one time, and all of them are running, and all of them might be on fire, and if one gets too close to the other, they'll explode, so you have to make sure you juggle them in just the right order. Like, there's a lot going on when it comes to a movie production and TV production, and remember, all of it's within a certain amount of time, because every day that you're working on this movie is money being spent. And if you don't, and if you take too many days doing something, that is money lost, especially when production actually starts, because then you have crew, that's being paid but not working, or they're working and but nothing else is getting like, there's a lot going on that you have to be doing. So anyways, back to this.
scripts.
Those people deserve their pay.
Starting just with 2015, there were a couple of deals that weren't very good that I'm very fortunate didn't pan out.
Oh man!
Whenever I was with Warner Brothers briefly, that was a good deal, and I was very, very grateful to have that. But even that, whenever the stars seemed to have aligned, things just didn't work out there either. And so I was really fortunate to meet up with Jason Blum and get to have that deal with Blumhouse. They had a lot of faith in the project, and they were following my lead on a lot of things. Sometimes to a fault, because lots of times I would throw things out and want to start over. But they
think the collab announcement will be tomorrow. I have no idea. I think they say it in here though.
Just had the fans at heart. That's all anybody wanted to do. Everybody was just making sure that every part of the movie would be something that the fan base would look at and recognize or relate to or connect with. And I think in the end we were able to accomplish that. And I'm just really happy with that. And
the thing I like about the movie, having watched the movie, the thing that I like about the movie is the fact that you actually the animatronics are full on just existing in this universe, because obviously you can't make them happen. My mind when I lick something sour. You can't just make something, you can't jump scare as easily with a movie, right? You can't just have still images show up and pop, boom, now you're, boom, now you're scared, right? In the movie, there was actual, watching the animatronics actually move and interact with other people and all, this other stuff happening that you don't get in any of the games. You don't get to, the closest you get is, Ballora dancing in her room in Sister Location. And with the original 7 anyway. Obviously in Security Breach, we definitely saw the animatronics actually running after us and stuff like that, but it felt weird and different, to be fair. Security Breach's animatronics feel a lot different than the animatronics in the movie in a lot of ways. But yeah, because the animatronics in the movie feels like the animatronics that we're thinking of, the like the plush or felt kind of exteriors like you get at like Chuck E. Cheese. But then you have the but then you have the ones that are in Security Breach where they're basically like actual robots and they feel like robots. It feels like you're talking to like fucking Optimus Prime or some shit. So I don't know. I like the movie ones. Which FNAF collab seems more likely to be announced? Minecraft, Fortnite, Among Us, Fall Guys, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dead by Daylight, or Dark Deception Monsters and Mortal. Honestly, I think the one that would be the coolest would be Dead by Daylight. I think Dead by Daylight would be cool, a cool one, like a Freddy, a Freddy killer in Dead by Daylight. Fortnite seems like it's probably the most likely one. Um, but I don't know. We'll see when we get to the end of this.
And I think we landed with just the perfect cast, which again, that almost didn't happen either. There were a couple of instances where someone else was about to get a part, and then something would happen that would make that not work out, and then someone better would step in. And I've said this to my contacts at Blumhouse numerous times just over this last 6 months, even since the movie came out, thinking, aren't we glad that we got like Josh Hutcherson for this role?
Yeah.
Isn't it great we had Elizabeth Lale for this role? Isn't
Yeah.
it awesome we had Matthew Lillard for this
Dude,
role?
Matthew
Isn't
Lillard,
it
I
great
did
we
not
had
know.
Rubio for this role. Like every single person that we
I did
picked
not
was
know that Matthew
absolutely
Lillard was going to be in it
perfect
at
in those
all.
slots, and everybody was just a delight to work with. Once again, since I'm new to kind of the film industry, I got to talk to people about their other experiences on other projects, and it can be really scary.
Random tangent about like people getting roles or something that you weren't expecting or you didn't know about. I've been going back through Doctor Who, watching Doctor Who episodes, and I'm in season 3, and I forgot that Andrew Andrew Garfield, the second Spider-Man, was in one of the episodes of Doctor Who, like was like prominently in an episode of Doctor Who. Threw me off so bad I forgot about that, and I saw him in there. I was like, that's Andrew Garfield. Why is Spider-Man? And it's great because it's a Spider-Man. I mean, it's a Doctor Who episode that happens in New York, so it's like it happens in like 1940s or 1930s New York, but it's like I love the fact that Andrew Garfield, the next time I see him in anything, it's him being in New York again. It's always him in New York. Anyways,
Usually,
back to
from
this.
what I understand, every production has one one member of the cast or one person on staff or just one person that causes problems or something like that. We didn't have anything like that. Nothing like that. Everybody was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
they were just
that's what I heard too. Yeah,
getting to go to filming was really fun. So it was a really fun experience, and in the end, I'm just happy that the fans were happy with it. Now, that's not to say the film didn't have it's places where it could have been improved, and we're all and me and Emma and Jason Blum would definitely chat about that and looking to make sure the second movie is a step up and an improvement.
Yeah,
So,
we can't
lots of
wait
good
for
things to look
that.
forward to, I think.
Yeah, it's exciting, and yeah, you're right about the fan reaction. The fans absolutely loved it. Like,
Think
we
we'll
all can't
count.
wait for the
What
next
up, Has
movie.
Been Hotel?
It's so exciting, and I'm so glad like it's actually happening as well. So yeah, exciting times. So yeah, you said that you've got a highlight.
Ooh, 10 years of FNAF.
If you could go back and change one thing in those 10 years, do you have anything that you would change? You can't say the box.
No, the one thing I would change, I wish I could go back and have one more shot at
FNAF World. He said that
really
before.
do.
Best. What up,
I know
Roxanne?
it still
What up,
would
Roxy?
probably definitely
Make
be
sure you
a
guys hit that
hot
subscribe
goal.
button if you guys haven't yet. We are working on that 500 goal, and we are very, very, very close, guys. We need 17. Yeah, we need 17 more subscribers, guys. 17 more.
That doomed it from the start. Like, I was making it with mobile in mind, so it was a really low resolution. I was thinking about it as a game on the phones. I tried to make the whole game on one frame and click Team Fusion. That just means I wasn't allowing it to be as big as it could have been. I was trying to cram it all together for my own convenience. There were just several decisions that were made that really hindered
some
that. And
reason,
also,
whenever I'm
really
mad, I
lucky
punch or
because I was
scream into my
getting
pillow. Hey,
I
not
was getting
sure. A lot of people are like that.
that, hey, anything I make is going to be gold, you know, and I definitely ate some humble pie with that really quick, and I learned that is not the case. And so
Happens.
I've tried to be very careful not make that mistake again after that.
Heard
But
of
yeah, you know,
someone
if I can go back
nicknamed
and change
the
one thing,
radio
I
demon
wish
that's
I could
smiling.
maybe
Oh,
work with a different
weird.
developer and just really make it
Make sure you guys hit
a
that
high
like button too
resolution
if you guys
game,
haven't
getting
yet.
some really good graphics. Maybe get someone else to help me with those graphics. And it could have been a good game. Could have been a good game. Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, if I get really antsy about it and have a lot of free time on my hands, maybe FNAF 2 or FNAF World 2 might be a thing.
Ooh, that'd be
I was
cool.
about to say that you could still get a different company to do a FNAF World game. It's not over yet. I think I've said this to you
Ooh.
before. I love FNAF
mean,
World.
Alistair?
I think it is so underrated, and I always say FNAF World is underrated. I love it so much. There's just a charm to it. I really do, and I know you don't like it, but I absolutely love it, man. I really do. I love everything about it.
If I had allowed myself to work on it for one more year, just like really double its development cycle and let it be a high res game, I bet it would have really been something. But like I said, who knows? Maybe for the sequel someday.
Let's move
Yes.
on to Steel Wool,
Wool.
the amazing Steel Wool Studios. That was the next game after Ultimate Custom Night. Help Wanted, one of my favorite
heard
games
him.
in VR. I absolutely loved it. What has it been like working with Steel Wool? Were you nervous about it? Because I know it's a big thing to give a company your baby basically and let them do what you've been doing for the past 5 years. How was it for the first time letting someone else work on FNAF?
I was really nervous about it. I was really nervous. I went several years still doing it by myself, even after I had the financial ability to pay other people. Again, I wasn't in that mentality of being able to do that. So even though I could have done that, I was still doing things just all by myself.
I'm glad
all the way
he's
through
not real.
Pizzeria Simulator,
Right?
Yeah.
But by then it was I knew that it was getting too much for me. I knew that I had to find another partner for it, and I was scared of that because there are stories all over the internet available about just games that went completely wrong because of games being mismanaged in the hands of development companies. And I'm sure that all of their pitches on the surface would have sounded the same, but I really got lucky.
Yeah.
For that reason, I really feel like I got lucky because
He has.
I probably could have.
Scott has had just an unbelievable streak of good luck with stuff.
I didn't. I think I really honestly believe that I landed with the best, just one of the best development companies. They've been just a pleasure to work with, and they've done a really great job. This last one they did, Ruin, I thought it was just so much fun. And I think that might be my favorite thing that they've made was Ruin, and the things that they have
Probably
planned,
steal it from me.
which I'm not going to talk about right here, but the things that they have planned are really exciting too. So yeah, I've been really happy. It's been a really good experience. Well, on Help Wanted, I was going to throw in, I'm happy with how Help Wanted came out because at the time, and I don't have this anymore. I don't have a 3D, I don't have a VR setup anymore. But when first Help Wanted came out, I did have a VR setup. So I was able to beta test. And of course, I was leading the charge to want to beta test my own games. I got into the Funtime Auditorium and I noped out of it. I took the headset off and I immediately got on the phone with Steel One and said, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to test it. You test it. You're going to test it. You'll find someone else to test it. I didn't get jump scared by Foxy. I was just in there in the darkness, and I knew I wasn't going to do it. And I never played it again. And I never played Help Wanted. And I never played Help Wanted 2 either. And I'm not going to.
People need to understand it though, right? Because in the past, like when
I can play copyrighted jingles. I have no idea.
I get a comment saying like, it's not that scary. You're overreacted. It's not that bad. But you don't know until you've literally put on the headset, right?
Right.
It's completely different, watching it from a screen compared to having the actual headset on.
So, like, a very good VR game will literally fuck with you. It will fuck with you so hard, okay? People don't understand this. People who've never used a VR headset. I've played on a VR headset a couple of times. And you don't understand, if the VR game is made good, it can fuck with you mentally. Like, it really will fuck with you. Especially the games where they don't where the main point of the game is just optical, right? It's not touch a bunch of things or carry a bunch of things. Like it's not physical. It's mainly optical. A VR game will destroy you because it looks like you're there. It feels like you're there. Like a VR game will hit you in a way that other games can't because it puts a sense of reality to what's happening, right? Anyways, back to this.
It's terrifying.
So I
Yeah,
understand what
completely
Scott's
different
talking about.
experience.
My other question, Glitch Trap is one of my favorite characters in FNAF now. I absolutely love Glitch Trap. What are your thoughts on Glitch Trap as a whole? With the development of Help Wanted.
I love the character, and I know that this is kind of one of the places where I know there's a little bit of a divide with maybe me and the fan base, or maybe just within the fan base, because I always lean sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
I have a tendency to lean sci-fi, even though I try to come back into the roots of the supernatural instead. But I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of AI or possession of machines or circuitry, that I love that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So I love the idea of glitch trap. I'm not
Right.
a big fan of the name. And here's the way that these things happen, okay? And this happened with burn trap too. Whenever I'm in the planning phase with Steel Wool, we come up with temporary names for these characters, whenever we're doing the pre-production document, I'll say, oh, he's glitchy, we'll call him glitch trap. Oh yeah, he's burned, we'll just call him burn trap. But then those names get embedded in the source code because they use those temporary names also.
Yeah.
And once they're in the source
Hello,
code,
Alessandro. How we
once
doing?
someone finds them in the source code, that's it. Like that's the canon name now, and there's nothing I can do about it. And hopefully we're learning our lessons going forward to maybe find I don't know, to just hone in on a better process there, because yes, I love the character. Not a huge fan of the name, but it is what it is for now. It's the name.
I love Glitch Trap's name.
Glitch Trap.
Can you think of a name like on the spot, like what you would want to call him or not?
Oh, I have no idea. But you know what? A good example is Nexus, from Ruin. Now that was a character where even in just my design of the game, I thought that through and I came up with that.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with
Nexus
that.
is a really good name.
It's a really cool name. But now, see, if I didn't have one of those ready to fire off, I might have thought up something like, I don't know, Purple Trap or AI Trap or just something temporary, and then that would have been the can name. That would have been so much worse than Nexus. So
After Help Wanted, we got Security Breach.
Yeah.
Were you happy with the release of Security Breach when it first came out?
Security Breach. There's a really big story behind that. That was definitely a challenging period, and a lot of things just didn't align up perfectly for that, and there were a lot of reasons for that. I mean, obviously, I hear lots of studios and things kind of blame COVID for stuff, but there is a reason for that. COVID took well-structured work systems and suddenly scattered them and expected the work to continue to flow, and it just doesn't work that way. From my understanding, I'm pretty.
My thing that I always tell people, when you're complaining about a game not coming out when it's supposed to, or the game does come out, like we as a consumer group, we need to be better. We need to be better as gamers. We need to be better. We need to understand that games take time. They take effort, and things happen. Lots of things happen. Things happen to push back production over and over and over and over again, right? So we as the game consumers, we need to have an understanding for this, especially when it comes to creators like Scott, who is going to give us the game that he wants to give us, the game that we deserve, if we let them. When Scott didn't still reveal what's inside the box, like, Scott, it's been 10 years, and at this point, we won't know what's inside, and we will never know. Don't do this whole shit with Matt. Yeah, this horse shit with Matt. Right, exactly. But yeah, like, we as gamer consumers are kind of assholes to the industry in this way, where we demand games stay on production time, but then when the game company, like, we put the game company between a rock and a hard place. Either A, they say, hey guys, it's going to take even longer, and we get mad at them, or they release the game when they say they're going to, but it wasn't done yet. Today's my birthday. Yo, Eddie, happy birthday. Or they release the game on time, but the game isn't finished yet, so it's not that good, and then we get mad at them for that. It's like we have to make a decision as a fandom, as a group of gamers and fans of stuff, that we are either going to give them the time or we are going to accept the product that we get from not giving them the time. Those are our only two options, guys. We don't get to decide that we're going to be mad that they didn't keep up with production time. And like we can't decide that like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. The game's going to take longer to come out. We have to accept that. Not every game is going... I mean, I know we've been burnt in the past by some games where they're like, oh, it's going to take longer. Oh, it's going to take longer. And then a game stays in alpha for 7 years. Right? I know that happens sometimes. But big games like Scott Cawthon making a game, that game's going to come out. And if we give him the time and energy to make it the best game possible, he will make it the best game possible. So as fandoms of games like Five Nights at Freddy's and like AAA games and stuff, we need to just be like, take your time, get it done right, give it to us when you're ready, right? And that's what we need to be willing to do. Or we need to be willing to be like, hey, release it now and just fix it later. And we as gamers just accept the fact that we are going to get a glitchy half-done project because we forced them to release something way before they should have, right? Anyways, back to it. Oh, come on.
Pretty sure most, if not every, member of Steel Wool scattered.
I don't know why I didn't have this full screen already.
Trying to just carry on with the workflow, and it was just really difficult. I think that's really the only example when my
Says hi to the birthday boy. Fun time.
Misaligned.
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't yet already. I love your faces. We're trying to get to that 500 mark, guys.
Specific story for this in mind.
And the sprite of the French Revolution will now do a countdown.
Specific story in mind, and it is very different than the one that got in the game. And I think a part of that is the way that I conveyed that to Steel Wool, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to tell Steel Wool to do specific things throughout the game, put specific items in specific places, have specific characters do certain things, meanwhile not telling them what the story plot was. Because in my head, I was thinking, okay, when people find this, they will connect this to this to this, and it will all be revealed. And I thought I could do that without telling Steel Wool the story plot. That didn't work out very well because they got all of these pieces and they thought it was their job to connect them in a way that made sense. And so really what we ended up having were the same pieces, but telling completely different stories. and since I was trying to kind of tell a specific story with mine that went a certain direction, they were taking pieces I didn't fully understand and trying to craft a story out of them. And again, I don't blame them for that. I blame myself for that because I guess what I should have done is just said, hey, here's the story. Here's why these pieces are here. Here's how they're supposed to connect. And I can give you a really easy example for this. And I'm hesitant to say this because I don't like messing with the lore. But I think in this case, it's okay. When it comes to Burn Trap, originally, Burn Trap was never supposed to move. It was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners, or like if you were walking past machinery, you might be able to peek in between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall, almost like a some kind of decaying movie prop, and you never
like
fully understood
Golden
what
Freddy
was. And he had a very specific purpose, and I'm not going to say what that purpose.
Next Fnaf game later on this week.
Realistically, he never moved. Well, obviously, that's not what we got in Security Breach. In Security Breach, we got a capsule opening and purple smoke flowing out and him climbing out and coming to get you. And so it's just...
Bed now. Good night. All right, Cherry Blossom. We're at 1 hour and 5 minutes for your timestamp.
Anybody wanted, but hey, whenever that happens, just like whenever, I stepped in it a little bit with Fnaf World, me and Steel Wool got together. We were like, look, all that matters now is making it right by the fan base. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah,
we all had the best intentions going on. Ooh. We all wanted to make a good product, and we went in and we made Ruin for it, and I hope that redeemed the game. like it did because I think it was really great. And yeah, and
I like to
anything that
play
we
VR.
do
I wish I
going
had a
forward
VR headset.
continues that story or has those same themes. I think we're just going to be in a much better situation to continue on.
So, the Ruin DLC came out a year ago now, which is crazy to think about. Time's going so quickly, and the fan reaction to that was amazing. Everybody loved it, and everybody's looking forward to what's next. The ending of Ruin, with a specific character that came out, a new character into the games, the
Mimic.
Any thoughts on the Mimic?
I cannot share any thoughts on the Mimic other than
Damn.
I really like that character. This is a character
Yeah.
that I really like and I'm really excited about. I think it's a really terrific antagonist, and I don't think it's the last that we've seen of the Mimic.
Well,
That's all I'll say.
obviously.
Yes. With that, do you have a favourite character in the Steelwool era of games?
I mean, Music Man is too obvious of an answer, right?
No.
I think all of those.
Music
In
Man.
fact, I think that's why it's hard to pick a favorite because all of them turned out so well. You know.
Yeah.
I've always really liked Vanny as a character. I don't think that Vanny was utilized to her fullest potential, and so hopefully we'll see another opportunity for Vanny to return as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think
Moving
Vanny
on
should be
to
done.
the
Yeah.
books. So the
The
books
books?
have been amazing.
Run DLC. I started playing Security Breach. We gotta get. I'll get back into them soon. This week kind of threw everything through a.
On Fazbear Frights.
It's actually really enjoyable. It's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I do because I just get to think up a really scary scenario, and then I create maybe a 10 to 15 page story out of it. And then I have writers that I work with, obviously, and they take that and they really flesh it out and fill it out and add the details and turn it into a full-length story. And I get to kind of just really see it come to life. So it's been really enjoyable, and that's something that I really enjoy. It's funny because it's one of those things where as long as I know that that's something that's happening in my life, I might be at the gym or I might be watching the show, and then suddenly something will come to mind, and I'll be like, "Oh man, this is gonna make a great story," and I get right home. And
What type of gaming console do you use? Or do you use a PC? PC.
I think
Use my
favorite
PC.
story it's probably Bunny Call. I know that's kind of an oddball choice, but there's a reason for it. Because some of these stories are based on my real life experiences. Bunny Call is not completely made up. I used to take my family to a family summer camp. Okay, this is one of my two. This is my two oldest boys were maybe 11 and 12 at the time. Or no. I bet they were 13 and 14. It's hard to remember exactly when this was, but then I had younger two that were just babies still. And whenever we showed up at camp, and we were all in the auditorium signing up for activities, it was rafting and boating. One of the things you could sign up for was a panda call.
It's only us.
And a panda
Hey,
call was it's a
what up,
very
Emily
deceiving
Rios?
title,
What do you mean? It's
'cause
only
what
us.
that meant
What up, nothing? How you been,
early in
man?
the morning,
That's cool. Yep. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to the 500 subscribers
come into
amount.
your cabin and scare the crap out of your kids to wake them up early and drag them off to their daily activities.
That would be
I signed
awesome.
up my two oldest, Ian and Braden, my old beta testers, or whenever for all their lives testing my games, I signed them up for it. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be kind of fun. It was kind of fun until the next morning started rolling around. I started thinking about what I'd done, because then the next morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I realized they're out there somewhere. Like this is happening right now. And I started listening for screams, and I started listening for noises. And I even
Fnaf
snuck
lore.
out and went outside, and it was dark, and there were crickets chirping, and I was looking around, and I just thought to myself, somewhere out here in the dark, in these trees, are a bunch of clowns, and they're coming to my cabin. and it was a really, really scary sensation. And so I just went back inside, and I looked at my family sleeping. I looked at my baby sleeping, and my kids, and my wife, and I was like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? Of course, it ended up not being a big deal, because then I just heard a soft knock at the door, and I opened it, and there was a row of killer clowns. I said, never mind, you guys, and they just walked on. And so it wasn't a big deal, but it was still a really eerie feeling.
I love that.
Signed up for something
Game
that I
theory.
regretted, and I couldn't undo it.
You see me take
that's why I think
into your
Bunny
garage
Call
and wait for your kid to go to in my store.
You said that you've got relatable
That I'm subscribing. Awesome, thank you.
Do you have a relatable story with Fazgoo?
Look,
484. We
listen,
need
anytime
16
there's a
more
series
guys.
of a whole bunch of
Too late.
different
Oh,
things,
that sucks.
you're gonna
Yeah.
have some that are great, and then some that's like, well, like what was going on with this? You know, I don't know how to explain the Fazgo. I'm sure I had something in mind that was really great, but you know, they can't all be winners. Now I will say a couple of the other ones that had real life connections.
Very
You know,
interesting.
sometimes
Yeah, so far.
talking about their sleep paralysis demons or whatever.
Ooh, I'm having
That's
stomach
never
issues.
really made sense to me, but now it kind of makes sense to me, and I don't know why it does. Yeah, every once
We're
in a
gonna
while,
make it through the
personally,
stream, guys.
You'll wake up, but you'll still be paralyzed in your sleep, and for some reason, I guess in that moment,
Hold
you're
on,
still
let
half
me
dreaming,
get
so you have a
on
tendency
button.
to still maybe see something before you fully wake up.
Ooh, yeah.
And the Blackbird creature was mine.
I subbed. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that.
The cover of Blackbird is my sleep paralysis demon, because
Imagine that there will be a gen beta.
myself,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I don't know what the
35, we're at
circumstances were. I
15,
feel like I was taking
guys.
a midday nap, but I woke up with a jolt, and for a split second, I saw that thing standing over me, and I couldn't move, and my body was tingling, and I was just frozen up. And I was just so disoriented after that, but I never forgot that. And I knew immediately after that, it's like, I've got to get this into a story.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Tiffany.
This crazy looking creature.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I don't know what my creature would look like, but I hope it doesn't look like that.
I don't think it's a normal experience. I don't think it's an experience you should want to have. I don't.
What's going on with you?
It's a healthy thing. So if that hasn't happened to you, I think you're in a good place.
This is too much lore. Nah, it's so great.
I don't know. I think it probably might be the Fazgoo. I mean, come on. It's got to be the one where
the guy gets pregnant.
Gets pregnant with Springtrap's baby. I'm not sure what I was thinking about. You know, again, that's one of those things where, oh man, this is going to be really creepy. But then you step back and look at it from afar, and you're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I swear I wasn't picking on MatPat. That wasn't a story designed with MatPat in mind. It really, really wasn't. You know, listen, whenever you're doing these stories for this long, eventually you just run out of names, and you're going to cover all the names, you know? Yeah. Eventually I'll get around to Dawko, you know? And so if you see Dawko in one of these stories, it's not something personal. It's just because I ran out of names, you know?
I don't know. Dawko is a very specific name that you'd have to get to.
I probably have a few more to go through before I get to that, so you don't have anything to worry about.
When doing my summary videos, and I know a lot of people say the same, people who loved Goosebumps when they were kids find these really relatable.
Right, they are. They really are.
I know kids at school now read Fazbear Frights like their Goosebumps books. And as a kid, my favourite TV show was Goosebumps.
Right.
Would you ever think about or like the idea of Fazbear Frights ever being like a TV show like Goosebumps, where it's like a series of some of the best stories or something adapted?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely. That would be dope.
That can definitely happen.
We talked about that earlier in the stream.
Especially now that the first movie came out and was successful, I think that really opens the door to lots of other potential opportunities. The only thing to be mindful of is I don't want to oversaturate the market and just create too much. And I think that sometimes we get a little bit of
for tomorrow's thing. Yeah,
franchises have movies and too many TV shows, and it just kind of waters everything down. But I really do like that idea, and it is definitely something that could happen for sure.
Awesome. So the next segment is the Fnaf movie. I've got some questions for you, Scott. First off, I absolutely loved the movie, as you know, and I know a lot of people did as well. The fans absolutely loved it, and it did really well at the box office as well. Super successful. Congratulations to you, Blumhouse, Universal. So yeah, first question is, how was working on the first Fnaf movie after waiting for so long, after announcing it back in 2015? Well, you emailed me back in 2015 about it. I still remember that email. But yeah, how was it?
It took a really long time to get off the ground, really just because of the screenplay. But after the screenplay was really locked in, from there, all the wheels started turning, you know, all the engines fired, and it took off. And it was a really fun experience from there. And really the screenplay just had a lot of challenges because of what it was. And it's really, you know, throughout all of those years, I worked with a lot of different directors, a lot
on
of
vacation on
writers,
August 8th. Ooh, that's
really
fun. You'll be able to
who
really play the game a bunch.
Who would end up leaving the project.
Yeah.
But still really talented people. And it was really just a matter of there's just material that's difficult to translate to the screen.
Yes,
one of
that's
the
when
one
Into
of
the
the
Pit
biggest
comes out.
issues
Yep.
is
That's what
is
we're
the
gonna be playing Into the
animatronics
Pit the
is
second it
the
comes out,
monsters in the
probably.
monster movie. If I were to approach any writer of a horror movie or any director and say, okay, here are your monsters, go make a monster movie with them. That's easy. You know, you give them
Right.
all a knife, you go in, you just make your generic slasher, but just have it be, you know, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy doing the slashing. Uh, the nuance here is that these animatronics are possessed by the spirits of kids, and these are innocent kids. These are victims themselves. So it's very very difficult to still have a horror
Thursday
movie,
night. That'll be a
still
day
have
that I
the
work.
kills that you need, but still preserve the innocence of those kids.
The Thursday night we'll
Wrong
be
with
playing
this
Into the
statement.
Pit.
There were several screenplays that did not hit that mark, and I think I was more cautious about that and more picky about that than anything else. If kind of the innocence of those spirits was not preserved properly, I wasn't gonna go forward with it.
I could speed this up. I don't think I'm going to.
The way that we were able to have a couple of kills in the movie was obviously the vandals. You know, you
Yep.
have a group of people who are breaking in, they're disrespecting the place, they're trashing the place, they're there with bad intentions, and then you combine that with the fact that these animatronics are
Going to Florida for
the
vacation.
spirits in the
Ooh,
movie.
nice.
Kids
I'm from
basically
Florida. That's my
very
birthplace.
confused and lost, animals backed into a corner, and kind of left with this impression that adults are out to get them, and then you have these violent adults breaking in.
Into the
so
Pit and Five
allows
Laps
you
at
to
Freddy's.
have
Five Laps at
that
Freddy's
middle
is
ground
next
while
year.
still
Remember
being like,
that.
well, I can kind of
The
see how that might
the
happen.
the demo comes
It-
out
it-
on the
it-
7th,
it was
but
a
the
tricky
actual
thing to
game
do, but
itself
I think we were able to accomplish that.
won't be out till
Written and
next year.
illustrated by William Afton still as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. The drawing on the wall was also kind of this layer, this blanket of manipulation over them all. So all those things combined, you could see how these actions could happen while it not necessarily being the fault of the kids.
With the fort scene as well, I loved the fort scene. I know some people were a bit confused by that, like why are they building a fort? But I got it straight
Yeah,
away.
I got it. It made so
you
much
just wanna
sense.
Show the audience that they're just kids, right? You know?
Yeah.
Were you happy with the first movie and how it came out?
Yes, I am. I am very happy. I mean, like anytime.
Look, nothing is funnier than imagining all four of the animatronics laying on the ground, just chilling on the ground, you know, like a bunch of kids at a sleepover, laying on the ground, looking up at the ceiling, was the funniest thought. Because I'm like, how do they actually move? How do they physically move themselves enough to get back up or to get down? Like, getting down, I feel like is easy. But getting back up, like the whole thing of like turning over and then like bending and then like back up or whatnot. I don't know. It's hilarious to think about.
Anybody,
Yeah.
I think pretty much anybody who's been through a process like this would be able to look back.
Falling is right. It's just like
look back and be like, well, I wish I'd tweaked this. Oh, maybe this could have been like this, or maybe this could have been like that. But you have to just really take a step back and look at it as a whole and where it came from.
There
all
it
the
is.
things that
Okay, I got
could
that
have
fixed.
gone wrong, and all
I
the
popped
things that
through it.
went right.
That's cool. You're from Florida. I am from America. I'm from
so
America
fell
too,
into
but
place.
Florida, America.
You know, and I can give you a really quick example of why I don't want to second guess too much. You know, at the 11th hour of this movie coming together, we still really didn't have a music
Maybe more
composer,
than the first one.
and I
Oh yeah.
really
Well,
wanted an
that's
animated intro.
well part of it. Ryder, you gotta welcome. First of all, welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We're about 15 subscribers away from the 500 goal. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Ducko had 6 years to learn how to interview. What's up, Bon Bon? Welcome. Also, you too. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. But he had 6 years to learn how to interview since the last one. So.
I was really pushing to have that 8-bit animated intro, but we didn't have anybody, and really not really anybody to have an idea of what kind of music we were looking for.
Yo,
11th hour,
13
the
guys,
Brothers
13
come
more
in, and they
subs.
write out that banger of a track, like
Oof.
absolute
That's
insane. Like I listened to that the first time, and I was like, wait a minute, do I have a theme song? Does Final Fantasy have a theme song? You know, and I called Emma Tammy on the phone. I was like, wait, do we have a theme song now? Like, I can't tell you how excited I was over that. And you
so crazy. It's been 6. I know.
the second
Years.
movie too. I mean, like, that was just so incredible. The Newton brothers just knocked that out of the park. So yeah, so many things went right that I don't think I'm going to dwell too much on what I would go back and try to do differently.
As we know, the movie was a major hit in 2023, super successful, the biggest horror movie of 2023 as well. How does that feel seeing that happen?
It's nice. That part is nice. It's more important to me that if the critics had loved it, but the fan base was grumbling and saying, "Wait, this isn't how it is in the lore. Wait, we didn't like this. I don't like how they
Oh,
did this,
hey,
and
thank you
fan
for
base
the
is unhappy."
subscribe. Oh, it
That,
actually,
makes
that
me
one
happy.
went through.
I'm perfectly
I
happy with all the critics
So
hating
just,
and the fan base reacting positively.
I did it
to
again over
So
here,
yes,
didn't I?
it
Yep,
is
okay.
nice that the movie was.
So just so people know, just I want to clear this up for people who do watch the streams or watch afterwards. That you see sometimes there's a notification for someone's YouTube channel subscribing to me, and sometimes you don't see it, but you know people have subscribed. The reason for that is if you have your YouTube channel, like in the options of your YouTube channel, if you have the option clicked to keep it private that you subscribe to a channel, it won't go through my subscription feed. But if you have it to where it's public, like you want your YouTube channel to be shown to the people that you subscribe to, that you've subscribed to them, then it will go through my notification thing. Just so everybody's clear on that and no one's like, why did yours work and mine not? That's why. It has nothing to do with my notifications. It fully has to do with whether or not you have selected the option for people to see that you have subscribed to them. So just so everybody's aware on that.
Was successful. However, that is not the correct metric by which to judge the success of this movie. And in fact, opening night, which was Thursday night, where I am, I went to the very first showing, and the theater was pretty much empty. There were only a couple other people.
Yeah, right.
It was a 1 o'clock showing, so, but still, I saw that as kind of a bad sign. But I just watched it anyway. Then I went to the next showing, which was just later in the evening, and I told myself I wasn't going to go online. I wasn't going to read any reviews. I had already told everybody at Blumhouse, and I told my legal team, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't email me, don't send me charts, don't send me facts or figures. I don't want to hear anything about anything. I'm going through this whole weekend blind. I just want to experience what everybody else is experiencing. Well, before I went into that second showing, I was just by myself. And then later that evening, my whole family was coming into town, by the way. My whole family was going to come into town.
I think the most annoying image
but this showing was still
Five Nights at Freddy's has to be the time.
I was checking my email and I accidentally saw one of the reviews.
One time Freddy.
It was terrible. And that opened the floodgates, and I went and started reading all of the other reviews. And I immediately texted my family saying, don't come. Don't come. This is over. I want to be by my family. And that opened accidentally me that night. But this showing I was still seeing by myself. I was checking my email and I accidentally saw one of the reviews. And I saw that it was terrible. And that opened the floodgates, and I went and started reading all of the other reviews. And I immediately texted my family saying, don't come. This is over. I want to be by myself. And I was already thinking in my head, like, how am I going to write a letter to Blumhouse apologizing for this? How am I going to write a letter to the fans apologizing to this for just wasting everybody's time? And I was just incredibly depressed. But somehow Jason Blum caught wind of this. I don't know who I asked a question to or what I said, but he started just bombarding me with text messages saying, Scott, the fans love it. The fans love it. The movie's a big hit. Everything's great. He was just in all caps, everything all caps. My phone was just
the end of the Fnaf movie, right?
And so
all of it's good. The whole thing's good.
Encouraged me that even though the critics hated it, there was a lot. There was a lot to be loved there by the fans. And so then I had my family come into town anyway, and we just sat in a
I say I'm glad us fans loved the Fnaf movie, even if the critics hated it. The fans loved it, and that's what. Yes, it does. It is what matters.
I was pretty distraught. I thought the whole thing was just a complete disaster.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't. It all worked out okay. It all worked out okay. Yeah. And again, the movie's not perfect. There's definitely room to improve. But yeah, I'm definitely happy that it was in general received well by the fan base.
The second movie, which is, it's been announced that it's going to be coming out in 2025. Is it December 2025?
2025, December
25, I think.
Is there anything exciting to talk about on the second movie? Anything you want to say?
I can admit that the movie was good, but improves. Here's the thing, though. Here's the honest truth when it comes to any project, period. Any project, period. One of the first things you have to think about when you go into production stuff is the mindset that you want to be at when it's done. And And also, is this a one-off? Is it supposed to be built to be a multi-release thing? And with that, then you have to. This is my birthday, so it comes out the day before my birthday. So you can. So on your birthday, you can con your parents to take you to watch the movie on your birthday, basically. But when you're making a production or something like this, you have to have those thoughts in mind of like, is this going to be a multi-series thing? For me, and since writing my book, my book has the potential to be up to 20 books. Honestly, the series is capable of being 20 books. Is it going to be more than one book? More than likely, yeah. As long as people like it and want me to. Bon with the sub. Thank you for the sub. It will probably be more than one book. Probably. If people like the first one when it comes out, it'll probably be more than one book. So the thing is you don't want the first in the series to be absolutely perfect. And what I mean by that is if you hit every single mark, everything that you have planned, and you hit everything perfect, and it is a perfect piece of content that you have created, you have given yourself no space to improve, no space to go, and only thing you're going to be thinking about in the second, third, fourth, fifth, however many afterwards, is that it's not going to live up to the first one. It's like, think about the perfect example is the Terminator series, right? The first Terminator movie was good, but the second Terminator movie is the best of the series. And that's both good and bad, because it did show us that there was improvements that could be made on the first one, and they did it, and that gives us confidence going through the rest of the series. The rest of the series is still really good, but the second one is the best. What up, Roxy? Roxy is the best. So Roxy proves that too. We were so far into the game series before we got the best animatronic, but it shows that improvement was capable of happening, and they were capable of making the improvement happen. You know that anything coming afterwards is going to be quality products. But you don't want the first one to be the best, because sometimes people will ignore the rest of them. Yo, Roxanne Wolf and Funtime Freddy, thank you guys for the subs. Is this because I explained to you guys how to make it to where it would announce it on my stream? Because it's going to announce on the stream now, I'm pretty sure. Just gotta wait for it to actually roll through. Or it might not, because you guys resubbed. I think you guys resubbed, didn't you? So it probably won't go through my notifications because you guys were subscribed beforehand, and then now you're resubbing. But yeah, if you are a new subscriber and you have that option clicked off, then it will pop up on my thing. But it will still pop up in Streamlabs because you've done those options. But if you had already previously been subscribed and then unsub to resub to get the notification, it won't work. Next year, once TA6 comes out next year, I'm playing it. Oh, yeah.
But
All right, anyways, back to this.
That I'm following kind of the same formula where the first movie is focused on the first game. So I'm going to try to carry on that tradition onward with future movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is absolutely the way to go. And I think everyone's going to be really, really excited for what's planned for the second one. You know, the first one was really challenging because it's so much setup. It's like, how do you establish all of this? But now that we have that launch pad, where to go from there came a lot just more natural. It felt a lot more natural. And we were able to really craft just a really great story, I think. And I'm really excited about it. And I won't say anything more, but I'm really hopeful that everyone's going to really love what's gonna come around December 2025.
Yeah, so exciting. And is Emma back and everything?
Oh yes, yeah, well? Emma's gonna be back. She did such a great
Montgomery Gator, Glamrock Freddy, thank you guys for resubbing, I think.
Director. So now
appreciate you.
Talking about Into the Pit, the new game that's coming out.
Yeah.
By Mega Cat Studios. We just got the trailer.
Ooh.
Another trailer a couple like last week. And it looks amazing. It looks so good. How has it been working on the game based on a Fazbear Fright story?
Yeah.
It's been a unique experience. You know, I first started talking to Meg. I mean, it's been years and years since that game has been in development. And originally, it was just supposed to be a little novelty one-off. Like, oh yeah, here's this little company that makes 16-bit cartridges, and that was immediately appealing to me because I'm all about the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Nintendo. Glamrock Chica. Into the Pit. I actually have the comic book of it for it. Oh, the graphic novel for it. Nice.
Most exciting product I've
awesome.
ever worked on.
The Mingle, because they are my favorite character and all.
But as the development went on, everybody was looking at it thinking this looks
It
pretty
does
good.
look good.
This actually looks really good.
So
And
good.
they just kept on going with it. They
Right?
could have stopped a lot sooner, and they could have stopped with just a little simple novelty game, but they just kept going, and I kept looking at
Hey,
it
I
thinking,
mean,
yeah, keep
keep
going.
going.
And they kept going, and I would keep looking at it, and
Oh,
it
I
just turned
can't
into
wait for
this
that game.
big,
Cannot wait for it.
full-sized game. So we obviously decided to venture away from strictly the cartridges, so that everybody can be able to play it on Steam and everything. But it's
Way too
really
excited for
unique.
Into
It's
the
a really,
right.
really unique game, and I do love that it really gets into just this really gritty kind of these kind of gritty graphics that I haven't seen since.
My opinion,
at
my
least since
favorite
the late
character has to
90s,
be
whenever you
Foxy.
had
Oh
those
yeah.
point and click type adventures, and you had that real kind of that pixelated art style that can be really creepy at times. I don't know. It's going to be a really unique experience, and I think that everyone's going to really be excited about it. I really do.
Awesome. I can't wait to play it. How has it been working with Mega Cat Studios then?
Oh,
He did
it's
not
been
take
great.
a sip
It's
of
been
his
really
coffee. He
great.
doesn't. He never takes a
Haven't
drink
had
of
to
his
give them-
coffee. He just sits there.
I have had to give them direction, but for the most part, it's been weird. They would go into the hole for 6, 7, 8 months at a time, and I wouldn't hear anything from them, to the point where I thought, is this okay? And I would even, I talk to the other people that I work with, like, is this game okay? Is this going to be okay? Are they okay? Do I need to check on this? Do we need to check on them over there? But then I would get an update, and it would just be all this crazy new stuff.
Oh, there we go. Someone got one to work.
It's just crazy,
Moon. Subscribe to the
and
channel.
they'd
Thank
go
you,
back to the
Moon,
hole
for the
again
sub.
for 5, 6, 7 months.
There it is. Oh,
And
and
then we
Sun
just repeat that cycle.
and
But,
Eclipse.
but now here we are, finally at the end of that road, and I think it's just turned out.
So,
really
are
great.
those
Like I said,
new
it's really
subs?
unique, and I think everybody's gonna really like it.
Nope, 488. Oh, somehow you got those ones to work.
All positive feedback about
Hmm.
it. Super
Oh
excited.
no, we need 12 more
Um,
subscribers,
people
though,
have hated
guys.
the
12
story
more.
of Into the Pit as well. Into the Pit's probably my favourite Fazbear Fright story. So with all the positive feedback about it, what do you see for the future of FNAF spin-offs?
Oh, they're all coming through now.
Studios in the future.
Oh, it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, right.
I'd really like them to start working on Fetch. I think Fetch.
Uh-oh, they're all working now. I think this is one person who just has like 800 accounts.
More toward being a good
Which,
game
good on
developer,
ya.
But there's something really scary about.
There goes. They're all going through finally.
something always being out there and kind of watching your house, and then trying to come in and do things for you. Like, this is kind of a scary thought. The thought that I might be online shopping looking for a specific thing, and somehow something out there is hearing that and receiving that, and then gonna come to me, sneak inside and put it somewhere without me knowing that it was there. It's just a creepy scenario. It's a creepy setup. And I think it'd be a really cool game to have to stop this thing, because obviously Fetch was out doing a lot of menacing things, to have to sneak around a neighborhood and stop this thing that's sneaking around so undetected. I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool game. So hopefully that'll be the next project. We'll see.
As the franchise has grown bigger,
Mm.
what challenges have you faced with running a franchise of this size? Is there anything you could think you could
Gotta be
doing
difficult.
better?
I think something I should have maybe been doing better is I should have had a better structure in place as far as people to talk to the
Always,
fan
but that's
base.
always the thing.
I've always kept that on myself all during the years, and in the early years, I think that worked great, because it was a little indie game, a little indie community, and then me, the indie dev, just chatting with the community and talking. But as the years go by and the franchise gets bigger and bigger, I don't know. I feel like I've slowly kind of lost touch with the fan base. Unfortunately, it's not that same. It's not that same relationship that it used to be. I
No.
really used to enjoy.
Favorite FNAF
chatting
game
with
minus
everybody
FNAF
and just
2.
kind of,
Ah,
I don't know. And I guess
that's
that's expected, because FNAF is more of a. It is more
That-
of a big.
That's a loaded question for me, because it just depends on what you mean by it. Like favorite game to play. Probably FNAF World, just because it's the only one that I can play easily. Or I mean, Security Breach, I guess, but favorite game in general, I think 4, because 4 has so much lore that doesn't just fucks with you. Oh, Staff bot with the sub.
Just
All
kind of
right.
break your thing down, and it's bigger than one person, and I can't just pretend like I can hop online and chat with everybody and solve everybody's problems anymore. Used to, I kind of could. I could just go in there and chat with everybody and resolve little problems as if it was like just a squabble on a forum. I can always just step in and solve it, but it's just not the same. And I think that I should have realized that sooner. And I'm really only realizing that this year that I really need to have a better structure in place. And the fan base deserves that. The franchise deserves that. The fan base deserves that, to have more people in charge and running a Twitter page and official news feeds, an official news feed, so that there's not so much confusion.
I feel
about
like the
what's
next one to
real and
sub
what's
is
not
the
real
Blob or
and
Burn.
real news and fake
Right.
news, and
It'll be
is this
somebody.
confirmed, is this not confirmed?
Vanny.
I could have
Vanny comes
avoided
in with the resub
years
too.
of that if I just kind of had a better structure in place with people to listen to.
490. We need
Like I
10
said,
more subs, guys. 10 more, and we hit 500.
Better answers to the fan base. So I'm trying to get all that in place, and I really think I think it would just better serve the fan base. And I think everybody would be a little happier if it's not just me trying to jump in and straighten things out when needed.
Yeah,
So close, so close. Probably in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
We're recording this in June, but it was announced today. The schedule for what's coming out during that week is really exciting.
Dude, we're talking to
so
lab
people,
announcement.
Can get
Mimic,
excited
Burn
for
Trap,
the anniversary
got them
date,
all.
Kind of know what's coming, which is really exciting. And communication like that, it's people.
I think I had both of them already
that,
too.
So thank you for doing that.
It's definitely just one person with like 20 accounts,
apart from the second movie to look forward to,
which is exciting in some ways.
You could hint at,
Yeah.
for the future, any future.
There's definitely just someone who owns all these accounts, and they're cool. It's cool that they exist.
One of the good things is going to be coming from Steel Wool, but that's going to be announced here in this same week that your interview is going to air. So I think that's it. In fact, I'm not sure if it was right before this or right after this.
Yeah,
it might have been right after this. Yesterday. Okay. And obviously everybody knows about the movie, and right now the books are these interactive books, which I read things like that growing up, and so I'm excited about those. And I've tried to add some depth into those to where you can actually collect items in them and things like that. So it's really not just about picking a path; it's about picking a path and getting something, and then going to the other path and being able to use something. So it makes it more interesting and more intricate. But yeah, I mean, that's the plan for movies, games, and books. And
Which one's coming through now?
I hope for the next
Cassie with the sub.
Cat game.
Haven't seen that pop up yet.
And there is
in the chat.
Game
There it is.
with Steel Wool, but that's not going to be announced for a while yet. So I can't talk about that. But there is something down the pipe.
Okay.
Oh, we got another one.
Even beyond what's being announced this week.
The Mimic. The Mimic and Burn Trap and Staff Bot are going.
Yeah, so I won't spoil anything.
Making the costume.
I read the week before, guys,
right.
And it is good.
It might be.
So please,
who knows?
Check it out when it comes out. I'm looking forward to the Into the Pit one. VIP is the interactive novel VIP another one as well?
Yes, yeah. VIP it's one that I did with Scholastic, just like the others, but it's just going to be free. It's specifically for this event. I mean, I might still be included in a box set later down the road, but no, for this week, it was made specifically for this event, by the same author, I believe, as the week before. So if you enjoyed that one, you'll enjoy VIP. And I really love the story for VIP. I'm not going to ruin it, but it might be one of my favorites. So hopefully everybody really enjoys that.
That's awesome. I'm pretty sure it comes out before the interview. So
okay, great.
Future me, if you're watching, probably loved it. There is a collab announcement tomorrow from this interview. Whatever it is, I don't know, but it seems that you've been more open with collaborations with games recently. The Funko one as well.
Own one Fnaf book, and that's the fourth class. Oh, I own the Silver Eyes.
During the last interview,
Gregory the robot.
Would you be interested in whatever it is? I don't know, like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight. Have those popped into your head at all? Or
I'm very careful with collaborations because
9 more, guys. We need 9 more subs.
Make sure that Five Nights at Freddy's stays as Five Nights at Freddy's. And there are some games where even if I really enjoy the game, it just doesn't feel like a good match. It feels like a mismatch. The brand integrity is the most important thing for me, and keeping everything feeling like it belongs. And so it's really been my
You can do it.
only
We will eventually. I'm
it's
not
really
worried
been my
about it.
only
I'm not
remaining
saying
hesitancy.
no one go make
I feel
accounts.
like I
Like, don't
am
do that. Like,
branching out a little bit.
just
I am a little bit
let it be
more open to
natural,
those
guys.
things than maybe I was in the
If you're
early
watching
years,
and you're
but I
not
feel great
subbed,
with
make
it.
sure you are.
We'll just see.
Other than
We'll
that,
see
make
how
sure you
things
guys hit the like button on the video too. That really
Anything
helps.
else you would like to add to finish off the interview?
Let's see here. No, I mean, I think things are in a good place, and like I said, I think that the things that are on the horizon are all things to be excited about, and I think that everybody's going to really enjoy. The things that
Okay,
the
I've been
fans are really
having
going to enjoy.
yeah.
And
So
I wish I could talk about those more, but I don't feel like I can.
So, do you think we're going to have another interview in 10 years' time?
It doesn't have to be 10 years. We can try to do this a little bit more often.
But, what, every 5 years?
Yeah, every 5 years. There we go.
Okay.
I'd like there to be one a year.
Make it a regular thing.
Okay, awesome. The biggest thing that everybody has been begging me for this interview when I announced it is the box. That is, everybody just wants to know anything about it because it's the biggest mystery out of the whole 10 years of FNAF, I would say. Maybe Midnight Motorist is number 2, but yeah, I'd say the box is the biggest mystery that everybody wants, like even a tiny snippet of something. Help.
Okay. Well, I can try to give somewhat of an answer to that, even though it might not be extremely satisfying for a lot of people. So I would encourage people to turn off the interview if they don't want an answer that they might not be happy with. But whenever I'm making these games, there are a lot of things that are in my head that are just flowing ideas, and when I have them and put them there, it's the first half of something. It's like a string or a rope just like reaching out, and I know that what's there on the other end is there. I trust that it's there. I know that it's there. And then whenever I progress forward, the rest of that just reappears. The rest of it appears and just fits into place perfectly. That's how all my games have been made.
Oh, great.
I feel
that
that there's something there, and I make the roads to get there for that to be revealed. But then sometimes when things do progress, the roads...
We lost a subscriber. Okay. It is what it is. We're at 490, guys.
And so what that means is, even though at the time something was definitely there, something was definitely reaching out to be there, and I could feel that it was there, the progression of the story didn't go there. And so those strings never got pulled on.
Oof.
And those and the other half of that idea remained in the ether, remained in my subconscious. All of that to say, there is something in the box, but I never pursued it, and I don't know if I can find it again. And I think that that's the best answer that I can possibly give for that.
Scott, thank you so much for the interview. Myself and everybody really does appreciate it. We're looking forward to the future. We're looking forward to this week. Future me is probably stressing out, playing all the demos and getting
not loading 490. It still says 488. Oh, maybe it went back down to 488.
The fanverse stuff as well.
No, it's back to 491 for me.
The Joy
Cool.
of Creation, that demo. I'm looking forward to playing all of those.
In which Pizzaplex character will subbed.
There's a lot in that week. I'm gonna just be MIA that whole week. I've already told my friends and family, like, I'm not gonna be here for the whole week. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm gonna be in this room just doing everything I can that week. And yeah, we really do appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's it. Which is really weird. That hour went so quick. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Without you guys watching the channel, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place.
Mapbot. Dude, Mapbot is creepy. Mapbot gets me all the time in that damn game.
10-year anniversary week.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good. I think this interview is wrapped. And tomorrow we're gonna watch. We might watch Docos. I think we'll watch Docos and Fnafs right here. Fnafs. We're gonna watch these two tomorrow. I want to get through them. Oh, meme review. FNAF is now illegal. Meme review, yeah. Got all these subs. But anyways, guys, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm not feeling the best right now. So tomorrow we're gonna get through these 2 videos. We're talking about the interview a little bit. We're gonna talk about how some things have ruined some of my stuff. And all that good stuff. Yeah, make sure you guys click the bell, all that good stuff. I'm usually on around 12:30 at night, except for my days off. Tuesday nights I'll probably be on at 11:30, if we're real lucky. Wednesdays are now my day off from streaming, so you guys know, so you guys are aware. But the other 6 days of the week are always up for grabs. And 5 of the 6, 5 days a week I will be streaming for sure. Wednesday I'll be off for sure. And then there'll probably be one other day of the week that I'll probably be off, but I can't guarantee which one it is. If you guys are interested in my book, all right, okay, guys. Self-promotion here. If you guys are interested in my book, in the description down below, there's the link to the Patreon. You can read, like, right now I think it's the first 11 chapters you can read for free. Just follow it and read the first 11 chapters if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to, obviously. If you want to read more of the chapters, I do have the 4 most recent chapters behind paywalls. There's the $1 and then $5. So if you want to be able to be caught up with a chapter as I release it, it's a $5 thing. You don't have to, obviously. It also comes with some other things. If I ever play games on the channel or something that involves naming characters in it or whatnot, I will name characters after you if you're in that $5 role, which obviously is important right now because we are doing FNAF theory stuff, so mainly won't be naming people, obviously. But anyways, besides the point, if you want to read the book, you can get the first 11 chapters right now for free. Go to the Patreon, read them, like them, comment on them, your thoughts or whatnot. If you like characters, if you don't like characters, stuff like that. If it's too confusing, so, because again, this is my rough draft. It's the first one. It's just the bare bones. It's a skeleton of it. So there's like things where you're like, I'm not quite understanding what's going on here. You can put that in the comments, and that'll help me when I go to write it the second time around to flesh out those areas of the story more so people will understand it better, so you'll get it better. But or if I get too wordy. Wonder what the announcement is for and back. Welcome back, Alessandro. We are ending for the night, unfortunately. But you guys can always watch the VODs tomorrow and stuff like that. I gotta go. Ooh. I don't know if I ate something weird or what, but love your faces. I will see you guys. See you guys. Most of the pizza plex is subbed. We're at 491 subscribers, I think. We're like 9 away. Yeah, we're at 491. We're looking for 9 more subscribers tomorrow to get us through. There's the blob finally coming through. But thank you guys so much. Always appreciate you guys. We have done so much in this last month. The 10th will be 1 month since we started doing FNAF stuff, and we have grown over 100 subscribers. Over 100 people have subscribed to the channel. So love your faces. I will see you guys tomorrow at 12:30. We will discuss the interview. We'll watch these 2 videos and discuss them. And also, I'll rage a little bit more about Scott ruining my Fritz Midnight Motorist theory. But anyways, see you guys there. Go read my book. And goodbye. Hit that notification bell.